my plant foldies. This is Richie at Growfold, and today will be local nursery plant shopping at the Nicholson-Hardie Dallas location. As always, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up and like button for this video, as well as give it a hype button after the video ends. And if you haven't already, please give me a follow on my Instagram page at Growfold. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the plants, or if you just want to get in touch with me in general. I love interacting with our community. For those that are new to the channel, I do call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome, my name is Richie, and today I will be featuring Nicholson-Hardie, which is another beautiful plant shop, plant nursery out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. As you can see right here, gorgeous interior already. And so we're going to be seeing a lot of these indoor house plants. I get that a lot of people may tune into the content looking for big box store plant shopping videos, but as you notice, I featured a plant swap, a local Dallas community plant swap not too long ago, as well as local nurseries. And I truly believe that the heart to plants in general is to support local and small businesses, as well as also doing your shopping at big box stores. I feel like if you diversify where you buy your plants, you're always going to get a great deal, and you'll be able to acquire a lot of plants. So as you can see right here, I'm already picking up some of these beautiful plants. What I like about Nicholson-Hardie is that they do have a great way of presenting their interior space. You are met with some beautiful blooming foliage, such as this African violet right here. This one is a variegated one, and I visited Nicholson-Hardie not too long ago, and one thing that I will say about Nicholson-Hardie is it is very much a classy, elegant experience. Not only do they actually feature indoor tropical house plants, they have an outdoor section featuring outdoor garden plants, the seasonality of their decorations for home decor. They've got planters, they've got books, they've got candles, they've got a lot of different products to choose from. So this is another, plant shop that I would recommend visiting if you're ever just, visiting the Dallas market. Definitely consider joining and coming by the Nicholson-Hardie location. They do have a social media as well, so please make sure that you are following them on their Instagram page. But as you can see right here, we saw some African violets, and now we're looking at these beautiful Azalea Simpsonii. So these are actually indoor, or supposedly indoor azaleas, and I love my azaleas. I feel like this would make a perfect bonsai specimen, so we'll see about that. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but let's go ahead and just pan around here and admire the gorgeousness of this location. From the get-go, you can see that Nicholson-Hardie actually has some beautiful arrangements. You can see that there are a lot of beautiful blooming plants that they have available here, and I just really like the ambiance of this particular plant shop out in Dallas. And again, it is one of those things for me that it's important to also highlight the local small businesses out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We do a lot of big box store plant shopping videos on this channel, but know that I love to support local and small businesses as well. You can see right here, we've got a variegated Azalea Simpsonii, and this is another one that I am curious to see if anybody has actually converted into an azalea bonsai. And I am an affiliate for the Bonsai Supply.com. Thank you so much for the 2 plant foldies that put in some bonsai soil orders. I was able to get the notification that my efforts to promote the Bonsai Supply actually came to life, so I appreciate that. And again, to go back to all of these blooming plants, so not only do they have indoor azaleas, we also have these begonias right over here, and look at how beautiful the blooms are. They look like miniature roses, but I would even say this is a lot easier to take care of versus taking care of miniature roses. This is another type of begonia that really blooms profusely. And the thing about begonias is that there are so many different varieties that I'm learning about. And then same thing with anthuriums. So this one right here is the common anthurium you would find at a big box store or even a local nursery. Notice how this particular anthurium has very narrow leaves. Now, one thing I will say, if we're talking about local and small businesses, I am excited to announce that in a couple of days, as this video actually premieres, I will be showcasing Caleb's Tropicals. He is a local anthurium hybridizer out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So definitely follow his Instagram at Caleb's Tropicals, and then stay tuned for that houseplant tour. I know plant foldies, you guys enjoy that. So speaking of anthuriums, I wanted to put that out there. But as you can see right here, Nicholson-Hardie. What can I say about Nicholson-Hardie? The arrangements of plants that they have is just impeccable. I mean, look at this beautiful Monstera Thai constellation. It is a massive one. And I just remember when Monstera Thai constellations were so expensive. Now you can actually save money on houseplants because the prices of houseplants have gone down substantially over the years. Obviously, they're going to keep continuing to have new hybrids, new variegated plants, new everything, which might drive up the cost. But in terms of some of the plants, you can see that they have really reduced in pricing. And then you can see right here, look at how amazing these hanging baskets are. I wish I could grow hanging baskets. And you can notice right over here, they do have like a area where they get a sunroof, and that's really something I wish I could have in one of my my rooms in my house, is to have a sunroom, because they do get some ample light for some of these plants. And then you can see right here, look at how gorgeous the hanging baskets are. And then we also have a bunch of these hydrangeas. Now, hydrangeas for me, I have never been able to successfully grow them. So somebody let me know in the comment section what the plant care tips are for hydrangeas. Do you have to have a specific type of watering regimen? What is it about hydrangeas that don't do well for me? Because I've tried to grow them long term and they just don't do well. But as you can see right here, look at the hanging baskets arrangement again, and take a look at that Hydra helix. You'll see a lot of Hydra helix. And for those that are new to the channel, I mispronounce Hedera helix, which is actually the correct way to say English ivy on purpose, just because that is an inside plant foldy joke. But let's go ahead and continue to just walk around. You can see that we've also walked into another urban jungle, urban oasis at Nicholson-Hardie. And I just love the fact that this is just giving us some really jungle vibes, but in a more curated way. love the fact that they have these statement piece plants like these bromeliads right here. Oftentimes we don't pay attention to the look of bromeliads because they are very much so common, but they can make statement piece plants. And then you can see right here, we've got some palms. This one is a large one for $200.10. And you can see that we've got many different varieties to pick from. And then what else do we have here? Just tons and tons of different types of palms. You can see they've got a grow light right over here. It really does inspire me to organize my plants. I actually have spent quite a bit of this weekend as I edit this video to really take care of my plants, organize them, get them ready to show to YouTube and the rest of the Plantfoldy community my actual house plant tour. So we'll see what that looks like, but just know that it would look very similar to how Nicholson-Hardie arranges their plants. I mean, you can see right here, $46.99. We've got a variegated spathiphyllum. This one is the domino, and you can see that the leaves have more of like a wrinkly, ruffled type texture to it. And then we also have some more plants over here in the corner. Now, in terms of the lighting, you'll notice that they do have quite a bit of light in this location. But if you look at a lot of the plants, like this is just a sea of different types of Dracaena. They definitely are a little bit more low light tolerant. And then we also have the Ficus elastica, or the rubber tree plants that get the ample amount of light. They're right underneath a grow light. And so, you know, in terms of the lighting, again, that is something that's very critical whenever we're thinking about growing plants, is the lighting conditions and lighting requirements that specific plants need. Now, you can see right here, we still have tons and tons of hanging baskets. And, you know, Nicholson-Hardie does an amazing way about just presenting the plants. And this is another prime example of why it is really important to have a really organized merchandise area for plants, because it inspires you. At least for me, it inspires me to want to spend my money, to want me to keep looking and browsing around. So let me know in the comment section, Plantfoldies, if you agree in terms of just organization, whether you're shopping for plants or whether you're just at some type of store where the merchandise is actually organized very well. Now over here, we again have some more of these Dracaena. This was the Dracaena Lemon Surprise. You can see that it can get into really large sizes. And that's the thing about going local or small businesses, is you can find these in larger sizes as compared to a big box store. Now over here we have a bunch of Aglaonema. This one is an Aglaonema Maria for $29.99. You already know, Plantfoldies, that I love Aglaonema. I am on a mission to hashtag popularize Aglaonema, because this is something that I'm really passionate about. We talk about how some plants become trending, and a lot of the factors can also due to the fact that somebody is actually making some more awareness or actually talking about the plant, getting some excitement created. And I have some super exciting news that I will be sharing later on in this video, or actually very soon, about Aglaonemas. But again, Aglaonemas are very easy to care for plants, beginner-friendly plants, very accessible plants. They are literally there. Oftentimes we just overlook them, and you can see that the greener varieties like this Aglaonema Maria is one I would recommend, because it is actually even more easy to take care of than, say, the more colorful pink or red varieties. You just need to water them when the soil is completely dry or close to dry. Don't overwater them, because Aglaonema do not like to have waterlogged roots. And that's basically it. You can see right over here, they've got a beautiful Aglaonema. I believe this is the Valentine right over here, $74.99. This one is a little bit more pricey, but you can see that this one is also a large specimen. This one is in an 8-inch planter. They also have 14-inch planters, which I will show in just a bit. But overall, this is another beautiful and colorful Aglaonema, one that I would add to any collection. I actually have one of these. I've been trying to collect larger size Aglaonema because they are a slower growing plant, and in terms of instant gratification, you can just go shop at Nicholson-Hardie and get yourself a large Aglaonema, or more so just any type of large foliage plant. They have different sizes of plants, and I've noticed that a lot of their clientele really have a knack for just interior design, home decor, which I do believe goes hand in hand, coincides coincides with just growing plants in general. I think that that is one way to improve an indoor space and just really create more value for your home, is when you have a lush and full, beautiful plant collection. So you can see right over here, we've got some gorgeous Aglaonema Valentines. This one is $74.99. And that's another Aglaonema that I would definitely recommend. And you can see right here, they do have a bunch of palms. So if you like some of these palm trees, look at how large these ones are. I do like the narrow forms of it. I have a couple of palms, 2 to be exact, that are variegated palms. They are very thirsty plants, however. And then we're just going to continue to walk around here. I'll spin around and show you what else they have to offer. See those large Aglaonema in 14-inch planters and all of the large plants here. I am just really excited to talk about this latest project. This is Indonesia's living jewel, the Aglaonema. This is a book that I actually collaborated with Harry of Indo Miami Plants on Instagram. He currently works with Art Garden Flowers, my friend Riki. So shout out to Art Garden Flowers. Please make sure you are following at Art Garden Flowers on Instagram. They will be at PlantCon, and you can see right here, this is the hard copy book of the Aglaonema book. So it has Aglaonema care tips, Aglaonema details on the history of Aglaonema, and beautiful photos of many hybrids that Indonesia has produced. These are the Aglaonema that most people have not seen. This is why it was very important for me to work alongside with Art Garden Flowers, Harry of Indo Miami Plants, to really publish a book that is ready to show to the world, the beauty of Aglaonema. Now, in terms of if you're interested in this book, definitely leave that in the comments section. I do believe that this book will be able to be purchased at PlantCon, and I will also hopefully be a distributor of this book. So please let me know if you are interested. A lot of work has been put in by Harry and the Art Garden Flower team. So we want to make sure we're celebrating their efforts to produce an all English book, one of the first ones. And if you are interested in even getting these Aglaonema, there is a QR code in the book to be able to buy these Aglaonema directly from Art Garden Flowers and to have it shipped directly to your doorstep. So lots of exciting news. And, to end this off again, we can show you this beautiful Aglaonema Red Siam. This one is a little bit pricey. You can see right there, but it is in a 14-inch planter. So if you need an instant gratification plant, this one is right there for you. That Aglaonema Red Siam, that is another plant that I truly believe isn't really, picked over. A lot of people will just overlook it, but it's got such beautiful red margins. And I'm glad that local nurseries like Nicholson-Hardie offer these beautiful Aglaonema. And there's also other varieties alongside the indoor tropical plants. They also have many plants outdoors. I'm going to touch a little bit in terms of the outdoor garden section, but for the most part, we're just going to focus mostly on the indoor tropical plants. This is one I would definitely buy or consider buying. It's an Aglaonema Spring Snow, but it is in a 14-inch planter, and it is very uncommon to find large specimen Aglaonema like this out in circulation, because Aglaonema take a while to grow. And truthfully, not a lot of people will end up buying these Aglaonemas, and that is the reason why, again, we need to just get people excited. I don't know, plant foldies, maybe I am the only one. Let me know in the comment section if you would want to get an Aglaonema Spring Snow this size. I think it's a beautiful plant, and it is low light tolerant. Now, in terms of getting the white to come out, you definitely need to provide more bright indirect light. Otherwise, it will be more on a greenish tone. And that's really with Aglaonema. A lot of the coloration is also impacted by the amount of light they receive. People will say, and I will even say throughout my videos, that they are low light tolerant. Does that mean that Aglaonema want to stay in low light conditions? Absolutely not. If you can give them bright indirect light, that is really best. past, and I have been growing my Aglaonema outdoors where they get morning light, and I have seen such good growth growing them outdoors. I truly believe that they're really meant to be grown outdoors because in their native environments, which is mostly in Southeast Asia, that's where they grow. They grow outdoors. They're more of a garden plant, and oftentimes we think that these indoor, quote, house plants are truly houseplants, but there is no such thing as a houseplant. These plants were taken from some type of environment in the world and was cultivated to be able to grow or at least tolerate indoor spaces. So things that I wanted to highlight on that. And then now we're going to be looking at some of these Aglaonemas that Nicholson-Hardie offers. You can see this is an Aglaonema pink Siam. So they've got many different varieties in 6-inch planters. And so I'm just going to pick up a couple more and show you what they have. Truth be told, I have every single one of these Aglaonema in my plant collection. Oftentimes people will actually wonder how many Aglaonema I have, and I'll have you guys stay wondering, but let's just say that these are beautiful plants that I definitely hope you guys will consider getting into. I mean, the Aglaonema pink Siam, I have about 4 of these, and if you give it more light, the pink margins are going to be a lot more pronounced. So that's something I would tell you is a factor on getting the pink margins to come out. And so we're just going to keep walking around here. I'll keep picking up some of these plants, but if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, or if you're visiting the Dallas-Fort Worth area, go ahead and make a plan to go to Nicholson-Hardie. I won't even really show you the interior home decor that they have, but they even have a massive home decor section. They've got candles, they've got plant supplies, they've got a lot of products to go buy aside from just the house plants. So that's something that maybe when I come back in the future, I can feature if people are more so into the interior design aspect of growing plants indoors. Folies, I hope you guys are enjoying the beautiful ambiance of Nicholson-Hardie alongside with some of the soundtrack. The current song that was playing is called Nutrients, and we all need a little bit of nutrients in our life, whether it is mental health nutrients, relaxation nutrients, nutrients for the soul, all of it. And I just love making these shopping videos because I feel like just even showing plants, having some commentary has really brought the community together. And I did want to take some time to say thank you to all the plant foldies for always continuing to watch these videos, especially for those that get into the live chat. And typically we have live premieres with a live chat happening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on a daily basis. And some of my consistency hasn't been the best as of late. I will say that it has been a bit of a challenge, but whenever we do have a live premiere, I do appreciate those that tune in. Now over here again, plant foldies, as you can see right here, we've got a bunch of these Ming aralias that can be converted into bonsai. And for those that don't know, bonsai again is the art of growing miniature trees in a shallow container. It is a very old traditional Japanese art, and you can see right here as I look at these Ming aralias, you can see that they have a really thick trunk. That's called the nabari, and I want to actually consider getting one. I would probably do the variegated one, and yeah, I know I'm getting into the whole aspect of, is variegation really what we seek for this particular look? I would want the variegated one, although I would even say this one right here is not a bad looking, just green form aralia. Again, I will show you some of the bonsai supplies that I got from the bonsai-supply.com, and you can see right over here.
Supplies that I received a generous amount from the Bonsai Supply store. This is a company that is based out in Houston, Texas. I have been using the Bonsai Supply soil for many years now. I used to buy it off of Amazon, but you can actually buy this directly from the Bonsai-supply.com, and you can see right here, this is their all-purpose fast draining soil that you can utilize for your bonsai. And for those that don't know, the bonsai is the art of growing beautiful miniature trees, and it is one that takes so much dedication. It is definitely creating living works of art, and in order to make living works of art, you really have to have premium soil and supplies. And I am just super excited that the Bonsai Supply company sent me this package of all of the supplies that I have used for many years. So you can see right here, I am struggling to unbox this. This is the organic slow release all-purpose fertilizer that is also made and sourced out in the United States. So all of their supplies in terms of just the soils and their fertilizers are sourced out and created in the United States. You can see right here, it is a gentle organic fertilizer, and it is all-purpose, so you can utilize it for a lot of your plants. Here's the thing about the Bonsai Supply soil. It is definitely a complete soil. It is one that you can utilize as well for your succulents and cactus. So if you don't necessarily grow bonsai, you can actually utilize their soils because it is fast draining. So it's really good for even your succulents, your cactus, and your sansevieria, any type of plant that just needs fast draining soil. You can see that the Bonsai Supply has also sent me different types of wire gauges, as well as their other fertilizer right over here. You can see that this one is the non-organic fertilizer, so you have different choices, and all of these products you can find on the Bonsai-supply.com or Bonsai-supply.com. I do have an affiliate link for that. That is going to be in all of my descriptions for my YouTube videos. And I'm just really excited to be able to finally show you all of the amazing products that I received from Bonsai Supply. You can see right over here, this one is the black lava rock. So you can utilize these types of soils to amend your soil. So say you need to make your all-purpose soil a little bit more fast draining, you can utilize a lot of these soil amendments for it. So you can see that I've got 3 different types of soils. I am going to be using the all-purpose mixture that they already have on the very left, and I am so thankful that they even sent me other supplies such as this potting mat. And just know, plant foldies, that I will utilize in another video a demonstration of using all of their supplies. So I just wanted to show you guys what types of supplies I got from Bonsai Supply. Super excited that I met the owners when I was actually at PlantCon Houston 2025, and I'm just so thankful and honored that they chose me to be one of their affiliates to actually promote and share their products. I mean, you can see right here, we've got some stainless steel scissors, and what I like about the Bonsai Supply supplies that I've received in the past couple of years, aside from just getting this really generous package, is the fact that these soils do work. You can utilize it for a lot of your plants. You don't really have to worry about root rot. It is just fast draining, and I love the fact that all of the ingredients that they use is sourced from the United States. This is made in the USA, and we definitely want to support American products. This is an American company, and I just love the fact that the owners and the company really trusted me to show you all of these soils. So if you are interested in utilizing Bonsai Supply soils, please utilize my promo code for 10% off any of the supplies on your orders. Just use the promo code GROWFOLDS. It's just one word when you check out, and you will receive 10% off your entire order for these supplies. These are high quality supplies. This is some of the best bonsai supplies you can utilize, and this is just great products to use for a lot of your plants in general. So I urge everybody to follow the Bonsai Supply on Instagram and shop today. So again, plant foldies, definitely go to the bonsai-supply.com. They also have a succulent mix that they just recently released. Again, when you use my promo code GROWFOLDS, you will get 10% off your entire purchase. They have some amazing soil that they have available, and honestly, you can utilize the Bonsai Supply soil to mix into your potting mix to make it even faster draining. So that is another thing, that if you really want to increase the drainage of your soil mix, you can go ahead and buy the Bonsai Supply soil. I would actually recommend it for anybody that grows Aglaonema, where you don't want to keep it waterlogged, to go ahead and actually add that mixture into your soil. But anyways, going back to Nicholson-Hardie, we're just going to continue to walk around here. You can see that they've got many different types of ferns. These are some staghorn ferns, and have you seen how they just arrange the plants? Look at the gorgeousness in front of us. Look at all of the different types of blooms that they have. They have a really good way of creating this peaceful ambiance again, and you can see right there another Hydra helix. Say that again with me, plant foldies. Hydra helix. I am so tempted to buy an English ivy, but for some reason, it's just one of those challenging plants that I cannot grow long term. So I will just admire it by going to a stylish location like Nicholson-Hardie. Same thing with Rex begonias. They're super tempting. And I recently acquired a really beautiful Rex begonia that my friend Sean gifted me when I was picking up some of my plants that I received from overseas from him. And the thing about Rex begonias, you can see that Nicholson-Hardie has a lot of assorted varieties. You really want to water your Rex begonias from the bottom, just because if you water them from the top and water stays on their stems and leaves, it can actually rot the plant. So that's just something to keep in mind. But in terms of just the varieties of Rex begonia that they have at Nicholson-Hardie, they definitely have many to choose from as well. Just like the Aglaonema, this particular anthurium, I am just really surprised nobody is going crazy over this anthurium. I mean, look at the beautiful blooms. If you want to add a splash of color, if you want something that's easy to care for, go ahead and get yourself this particular anthurium. Now, for those that are anthurium gurus or professionals or ones that really know about anthuriums, let me know in the comment section why this anthurium is not heavily sought after as compared to all of the other anthuriums that we see people hybridizing, especially the velvety textured ones. I would really be curious, because this one has more of a shiny, waxy texture to its leaves, but needless to say, it is a beautiful one, and that particular arrangement I would buy. Now over here, we're seeing a lot of these Aglaonema make it into the market. This is an Aglaonema Adela, and you can see that this one right here is beautiful. Now, to get more of the speckling on this particular Aglaonema, you really want to make sure you're providing it with quite a bit of bright light.
in order for it to grow. It is another beautiful one, easy to care for, very accessible these days. And I've noticed that in the last year, since I've been talking about Aglaonema, there are more varieties that are popping up. But like I said again, plant foldies, definitely follow Miami Plant on Instagram, follow Art Garden Flowers on Instagram, and show your support for the jewel of Indonesia, Aglaonema. That is the book that we'll be releasing very soon. I am just so excited. And if you are actually interested to see me faceless, where I do a face reveal, I actually have a photo of myself and my grandmother. So that is one way to find me on there. I actually have a little section where I talk about my journey about Aglaonema and why it is important to hashtag popularize Aglaonema. But as you can see right here, again, I'm just gonna walk around and show you all of these different blooming plants. This one is a kalanchoe. So they have a lot of these flowering plants. So we've got kalanchoe, we've got indoor azaleas, we've got these begonias. So we've just got a lot to pick from. So if you're into the interior design, home decor aspect of growing plants, Nicholson-Hardie is a place that you need to be shopping at. You need to be looking for your home decor and ways to just get into your interior design. I think that is another aesthetic that a lot of people may not always focus on. I am really trying to get out of plant hoarding and more so getting a curated stylistic look. That's really been my original intent whenever I was growing plants. But obviously, just like everybody else, we just get very much so excited about the aesthetics of the plants, and we just start to collect even more plants, more so than we could probably handle. with Nicholson-Hardie as you walk along the aisles of plants and the tables that they have arranged is from top to bottom, they have some style to it. And I think that that's what differentiates Nicholson-Hardie as compared to some of the other local nurseries and plant shops. Now, I understand that some of them may have a larger space. This one is a medium space local plant shop. And just the fact that they've taken a lot of time to really make sure, number one, their plants are healthy, but then number two, the presentation of their plants, it is just immaculate. I love that they have a sunroof, which I think is amazing. And really, if you just want to window plant shop, you can just walk in here and walk around and look at all of the beautiful lighting that they have on the plants. These plants like this one right here, this is a Ming Aralia. You can just browse and get some inspiration and ideas on how you're going to style your plants. And I think that that's super exciting, super important, that it's not always about trying to acquire and buy as many plants as possible. Sometimes it is about just making sure that you have some type of inspo or inspiration to style your plants. I mean, you can see right here, beautiful alocasia, black velvet, and you know, this one right here, it's another one alocasia known as a jewel alocasia because they tend to be on the smaller side. This used to be a very expensive plant. Same thing with this alocasia dragon scale, but now the variegated versions of the alocasia have become the more trending plant. But you know, overall, I would say, just like my grandmother, my Lola Belen, and if those are wondering how she's doing, she's recovering very well. She just grows plants because she likes to grow plants. It's the same thing with my best friend Isaac. He has a YouTube channel, Hi JR Sings, definitely check it out. But it's not always about trying to collect the collector plants. It's not always about trying to get what is trending. It's literally, I think, the most joy somebody can get out of plants is if you see a plant growing and thriving. And you know, you can get a plant like that from Nicholson-Hardie, because look at this, we've got some more Aglaonemas here. So if you didn't want to get the larger Aglaonema earlier, that was for like $74.99, you can get a smaller one like this and start your journey. And I am a sucker for pink plants. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you are also a sucker for pink plants, but I absolutely love pink plants. And you know, this is another Aglaonema that you can buy at Nicholson-Hardie. Hopefully they will continue to bring more Aglaonema. As you can tell, for anybody that's watching or that's new to the channel, that I'm just very much excited, very much so passionate about really utilizing my platform on social media to basically have the intent of getting that awareness out there for people. And for the plant foldies that have really jumped on our campaign to get more people to love Aglaonema, really appreciate it. And for those that have made it this far into the video, thank you for continuing to watch this video. I do want to highlight all of the local and small nurseries out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And if you haven't already, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. We definitely want to get more people to see Nicholson-Hardie, because I don't think that everybody is actually aware of this gorgeous plant shop. And so by pressing the like button, it definitely helps out. And there is a new feature, plant foldies. Whenever this video ends, you can actually swipe to the left and press the hype button, which gives this video more points, and that actually helps the algorithm push this to more people as well. So we are actually at 13,100 plus subscribers, so we picked up another 100 plant foldies in the last week, and let's just continue to grow together. And I appreciate all the support. So as you can see right here, plant foldies, this is a sea of Hydra Helix. I am actually surprised because Nicholson-Hardie is one of the very few plant shops that actually carries a bunch of English ivy and they grow them indoors. Now, how they maintain them from getting spider mites is a mystery to me, but you know, they win the gold star, they win the award for being able to grow Hydra Helix indoors in a plant shop. So I probably need to ask the person that takes care of their plants how they do it, because it is actually quite interesting. I actually talked to a lot of like plant shops about how weary they are about just keeping English ivy in their space because of the potential for spider mites. But it's a beautiful plant. It is a plant that I feel like you can grow outdoors in a container. I'm not necessarily trying to tell people you need to go plant them in the ground. It is a beautiful plant, but it is one that is very challenging to grow indoors because of the spider mites that you can potentially get. Actually, more so, you will end up getting spider mites. Let me just put it that way. So anyways, plant foldies, let's continue to just walk around and browse through some of the other plants they have here. You can see that they've got different types. I love this orange stem plant, for instance, and I'm just going to keep walking and featuring the beautiful plants that Nicholson-Hardie has. Loves syngoniums. I love syngoniums, and you can see right here, this is a syngonium cream. I love that as well, and you can get more of that pink to come out by giving it bright indirect light. And then we have some geonanthus plants here. So I actually bought one of these geonanthus plants from Proven Winners Leaf Joy at a big box store called Home Depot. And as much as I like the look of this plant is, for me, not really meant to grow in my space because it is a very thirsty plant. If you don't water it consistently, it will want to go to plant heaven. Actually, it will go to plant heaven. And then you can just see right here, plant foldies, all of the arrangements that they have here. It is really not doing this store justice with my camera lens. You really have to go to Nicholson-Hardie in person to really experience the ambience that they have. You can just see they have tables and racks and hanging baskets of interior design plants that you can really style your home. And that's the thing about home decor. And I'm really curious for your plant aesthetics, plant foldies. Let me know in the comment section how you like to style your plant, what type of planters you like. For me, I like to utilize very much modern contemporary planters, very minimalistic looking planters. Some people might be into like more of the different types of textures, colors, things of that nature. I like more of neutral colors because I like it to highlight, not take away from the actual plant's look. But everybody has a different aesthetic, just like how Nicholson-Hardie has a different variety of different types of plants here. I am also curious, plant foldies, as I do these local plant shop videos. Let me know if this is content that you want me to continue to provide for the plant foldy community. I know that big box stores videos will always get more views. For some reason, big box stores just tend to get pushed out by the algorithm, but I just feel like even local nurseries need that attention. And so my ask for any plant foldies is to share this video, share this on your social medias, and really get the word out there, because look at this. Look at this anthurium, for instance. This one has a dark leaf for this anthurium, and this is one I would totally buy. As a matter of fact, I might go ahead and start pushing the campaign to hashtag popularize this specific anthurium. Let me know if you would also join me on this journey, but I might actually start doing that because look at that. Look at all of the different colors. I absolutely love the pink one right here, for instance. If I haven't already overspent on my budget on these Aglaonema that I recently received from overseas, thanks to Art Garden Flowers and also my friend @LeafCrafter on Instagram, I would probably buy this. And I think it's because this plant right here, look at how beautiful that pink is. This is just an easy care plant, and easy care means more satisfaction, more intentional, I guess, wellness that you get from just growing easy care plants. If you are not stressed, then you're probably getting more out of your plants versus spending a whole day watering plants, trying to keep pests from your plants. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if that's really, something that we should delve into, is really how do we just look at plants that are easy care. I mean, Nicholson-Hardie right over here has beautiful plants. Again, this one is an Enjoy Pothos, another easy care plant. Anything that is Epipremnum aureum or Pothos plant is one that I would recommend. This one is a slower growing plant, but it is another beautiful one. And then we're just gonna walk over here. So you can see it just never ends at Nicholson-Hardie. Every corner crevice of this plant shop, you will see something beautiful and beautifully arranged. The home decor is really decoring, if you want my honest opinion. And I mean, you can see right here, where do you see a Monstera aurea this size at a local nursery? This is actually my first time seeing that, and I think that that is amazing, beautiful plant. And then we also have a sea of Phalaenopsis orchids right over here. All right, plant foldies. So we're just going to go outside into the outdoor garden section. Just a little snippet of just what they have growing out here. You can see that they have a lot of these seasonally relevant plants. We also have a bunch of hanging baskets. And, that's the thing about plant shops. The ones that really focus on the hanging baskets, there is a certain stylistic aesthetic, I would say, about hanging baskets. I know my hanging baskets are doing really well. I might actually do a snippet of some of my plants in terms of my hanging basket plants and just what my outdoor patio looks like for the super plant foldies. And for those that don't know who the super plant foldies are, it's basically my YouTube membership tier. For the price of a cup of coffee, only for $2.99, you can become a member and actually have access to a lot of member-only exclusive content. You can see more of my personal lifestyle blog where I talk about some of the foods I like, the restaurants I go, my travel blog, as well as my journey taking care of backyard chickens. I do a lot of that. And then there's a lot more plant content that I'm going to just make exclusive. So if you haven't already joined, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. If you're watching this on a computer, you can just press the join button. If you are not able to find that and you're watching it on a YouTube app on your phone, you can just click the link in the comments section to join. But I would really love to see if we can get about 100 super plant foldies on the membership by the end of the year. We are currently sitting at about 55, and I will say thank you to David, my super plantfoldy from Pennsylvania, that continues to just give super plantfoldy gifts. You can also give people memberships by gifting them up to 5, and if you guys choose to continue your membership after the gift, I would really appreciate it. So let me get off of my little commercial blurb here. I know that some people have actually tried to basically roast me for being very commercial on my YouTube channel, but then again, it is my my platform, so I feel like if that is something I want to put out there, then I will do that. It's really important as I continue to do these videos and ramble on about plants or whatever I'm talking about, is that we remain authentic to ourselves. So other than that, you can see that Nicholson-Hardie again has a bunch of crotons, and look at this. I also didn't realize that aside from crotons, fall season brings out a lot of coleus plants. And I do think that coleus plants are beautiful plants. They're very colorful. I mean, look at this one right here. In Europe, they call these the palette leaf plants. And I am loving every minute of just picking up these coleus plants. Coleus plants alongside with croton plants. It's either you love them, you hate them, you don't want to grow them. I absolutely adore them. I am actually in love with them as well, because last year I ended up like going crazy and buying all of these different types of coleus plants. This year, my flavor of the year is Aglaonema, and you'll notice that the reason why I like these plants is they have a lot of color. I like vibrant colors. I think it's amazing, but I also like very subdued, not even subdued, that's a neon colored coleus plants. Let me know in the comment section if anybody has actually tried to grow coleus plants indoors as a house plant, because you can do that. And let me know how that goes. With coleus plants though, they are very thirsty plants, so you have to pretty much water them every day. So I would put them in a soil medium that retains more moisture, and you should be set to go. But let's just keep walking around here, and I will just show you the gorgeousness of the garden section of this location.
foldies, I hope you have enjoyed today's video in terms of Nicholson-Hardie. This is another gorgeous local plant shop out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is off of Lovers Lane. It's very accessible off the Dallas North Tollway. So definitely support Nicholson-Hardie. Follow them on Instagram. Let them know you are a plant foldie. Let's share this video and let's really just highlight what plants you loved about Nicholson-Hardie in the comment section. I would love for you guys to just leave your insights about what you think about this actual plant shop. As always, please make sure you are considering joining my YouTube membership tier. My goal is to get about 100 super plant foldies by the end of the year, and I think that you would get some really value added content aside from my regular scheduled programs. My name is Richie at Growfolds. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel with all the notification bell on, and definitely click on the videos that are popping up on the screen. If this is on a Sunday, definitely consider joining my live stream soon. Bye.